Good morning. My name is Susana SáCouto, and I direct the War Crimes Research Office here at the law school and teach and write in the area of international criminal law, in particular on the intersection between gender and international criminal law. In the spring, I teach a 2-credit seminar entitled Responses of International Law to Conflict-Based Sexual and Gender-Based Violence. Sexual and gender-based violence committed in times of conflict, mass violence, or repression were ignored for centuries, or at most treated as secondary to other crimes. But the past 25 years have seen a significant number of developments in the recognition and prosecution of these crimes under international law. The primary purpose of the seminar is to examine and discuss from a critical perspective how international humanitarian law and international criminal law respond to the experience of survivors of sexual and gender-based violence in times of conflict, mass violence, or repression, and to explore some intended and unintended consequences of advocates' interventions in these areas of law. Specifically, the course will explore how sexual and gender-based violence victims and survivors are treated under the various categories of the laws of war, such as civilians, combatants, and detainees, but also question whether these laws are sufficient to encompass the various ways that survivors of these kinds of crimes are affected by conflict. We'll also take a look at how sexual and gender-based violence committed in times of conflict or repression have been investigated, characterized, and prosecuted by criminal tribunals set up to prosecute war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. We'll then also focus on the challenges, particular challenges of holding senior leaders accountable for these crimes. In particular, on the question of how to hold criminally responsible leaders and other high-level officials who are remote from the scene of the crimes. We'll then take a look at efforts to prosecute sexual and gender-based violence cases as international crimes by domestic courts within a domestic judicial system. And finally, we'll spend some time on whether and how courts have dealt with the issue of victim participation in criminal proceedings and reparations for victims of these crimes. Throughout the course, we'll pay particular attention to the consequences, again, both intended and unintended, of the prosecution of sexual and gender-based violence by these courts and tribunals, and of feminist interventions in international law more generally. I hope that gives you a good sense of the seminar, and I look forward to seeing you in class next spring. Please don't hesitate to reach out with any questions. Thanks very much.